Hi everybody, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I want to talk about why detachment is key for your peace. And the reason why I thought about this topic was, number one, I work with a lot of women on their health and fitness goals. And like a lot of things in life, we become super attached to the outcome. And we've had a lot of conversations recently about detaching the outcome from the process and just doing the process, and how that provides you with just a level of peace and detachment and, just clarity that you would never get if you're like, if I don't see results, this is not working and I'm so angry, or whatever happens to people when they're doing a diet or they're changing their lifestyle and the results aren't immediate. That's, a conversation that I have frequently with my clients. The other reason why I thought about this was because, as you guys know, I was a teacher for 12 years, and I was thinking about, after having those conversations, I was thinking about how much easier and better my life would have been if I was able to detach myself from my job as a teacher and from the outcome of the students in my classroom, and how much longer I would have lasted in the industry. So we're going to talk about a lot of stuff today. We're going to talk about detachment in relationships. We're going to talk about detachment with health and fitness. We're going to talk about detachment from your job. So if that's your jam, stick around. So I have my notes. So I just want to pull them up, make sure I get the right stuff. So let's talk about this first in terms of health and fitness. The truth is that if you're going to decide to become a healthy person or a fit person, you have to do so under the pretense that you may never see results. And that sounds kind of counterintuitive, because a lot of times the reason why people become healthy is because they need their cholesterol to go down. They need their blood sugar to go down. They need blah, 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 blah. And I understand that. But what I'm telling you is that those things will happen if you're consistent. And so putting your energy on being consistent, like when you are doing your health and fitness tasks, focusing on that instead of the outcome of what it's going to get you. Because the truth is that the outcome is, for a while, that will serve you, right? For a while, you're going to love seeing results, and your body's going to, change, and you're going to be able to fit in the clothes that you want to, and you won't feel like a, 20-pound sausage in a 5-pound bag. And that's all great. Take it from someone who's been there. That's all great. But when you reach your goal, like you actually get the body that you want, you feel the way you want to feel, your blood markers are where they should be, there's no more outcome. It's just to maintain that. And to maintain that, you have to keep doing what you've been doing. So with my clients, I'm often reminding them to detach themselves from the outcome and just focus on mastering the process. Master the process of being a healthy person, because I know how to get you results in 30 days. Like, I can tell you right now what to do to get results in 30 days. I'll tell you what everybody else says. Beachbody, Zingular, all these MLMs that they have, I'll tell you exactly what they do. They tell you to replace your meal with a shake two times a day, and then have one meal. And it's like 1,000 calories, and of course you're gonna lose weight. Of course. But no one's gonna eat 2 shakes a day for meals for the rest of their life. Like, I'm a smoothie lover. I have protein smoothies every single day. But when I go on vacation, I can also have a real meal and my body doesn't blow up, right? So detaching yourself from the outcome of your fitness goal is really, really important, just for longevity. Longevity in maintaining that for a really long time, because a lot of times people get frustrated. What hinders people from sticking to their fitness goal is that they are upset when the progress slows down or when it stops. And the truth is that that's how the fitness journey, like, you get here, then you plateau, and then you get here, and then you plateau, and then you get here, and then you plateau. So I guess with your weight, it would be a downtrend, right? But you have to be willing to stick through the plateaus. And most people don't want to stick to the plateaus because they're so attached to the outcome. They're so emotionally invested in the outcome instead of being emotionally invested in the process. Now, let me switch this to teaching, because this was a mind blown game changer for me. And every time a new teacher talks to me about teaching, and they're like, okay, well, ask me for advice, I tell them the same thing. Teacher education school does a really good job, as they should, of convincing you that you can change the world. And to a degree, they're not wrong, right? They're not wrong. But what they don't do is tell you to have a life on the weekends, to leave your job and not make it your entire world, to detach. And school culture is such that those teachers who are detached are ridiculed, they're marginalized, they're maligned, they're gossiped about. So having detachment, even that's the one thing that will keep a teacher healthy, not bitter, and in the industry for a long time, detachment. But that's also the very thing that is like teacher suicide, meaning your community might turn on you. The teachers in your own school might turn on you. And it's very easy as a teacher to go to school Monday through Friday, especially if you're a core subject teacher, right? Like if you're teaching English or math or, even an AP teacher, right? And then to go on the weekends, be mentally you're home, you're physically you're home, but mentally you're in your classroom. Like, what do I have to do for the weekend? What do I need to do next? What do I need to grade? And not ever getting that emotional rest from teaching. That is what kills people. So some teachers, they do it several different ways. For me, what I started doing was not just simply not working on the weekends, simply filling my schedule with other things to do. And I don't want to limit this to teaching, because in Silicon Valley, you guys, in the Bay Area, it is almost expected that your job is your world. Like, if you do not work all day and you're not on call all day, there's something deemed to be wrong with you. Why are you not here? And there's a culture of non-detachment, right? So people who are detached from their job are seen as lazy and not hard workers. But we aren't meant as human beings to be fully 100% invested in our work outside of our work hours. And I think that's what's missing, is we think that being invested in something means that all of our energy goes to it all the time. Versus, what if investment means, what if loving my job and doing well at my job meant that I detached so that I was able to do a better job, right? What if that meant that I spend the 7 or 8 hours that I'm at school fully invested in my students, and then I turn my brain off the minute I go home? What if that's actually what it means to be a good teacher or a good worker? And I can tell you, in Silicon Valley, that is not the mentality. For most companies, they'll say, oh, we care about your well-being. But what they do then is they build a wellness center inside of the workplace. So you stay at the workplace longer and you end up working longer because you're like, well, I'm on the treadmill, I might as well answer these emails. So detachment is not encouraged, but it is necessary for work, all kinds of work. But because I was a teacher, I can really speak to that piece. And even in my career now, as an entrepreneur, it's very easy to work all day. It is very, very easy. And I've caught myself doing that. I have to give myself a cutoff time now where I'm like, okay, I'm going to burn myself out again if I don't just shut off at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock is, I'm done. I'm not managing reels. I'm not scheduling Instagram. I'm not editing videos. I'm present. I'm here. I'm watching a show. I'm doing whatever. And that's something that's not really valued in our society, but it's also key. It's key for work. Now I want to talk about detachment in terms of relationships, which is I think it's a bit controversial, but it's also necessary. I'm going to preface it by saying this. In my world, the only thing I should be attached to is God. And of course, my family and my spouse, right? I don't have children, but my spouse. It's very easy to get caught up in your friends' lives, in your parents' lives, in your siblings' lives, and not have a healthy detachment from them and a healthy sense of self, right? Detachment means that I'm allowing you to be you and you allow me to be me. And let's bring it back to work really quickly. I'm allowing my job just to be my job and not to be me as a person. And then I'm not flustered when things go awry. I don't look at it as a mark on me as a human being. Or when you do something that I don't like, I don't look at it as a mark on me as a human being. I'm like, that is you, this is me. Healthy detachment is necessary in all aspects of our lives. But I think one of the reasons why I think that we've become more attached to our jobs, more attached to this, more attached to that, is because we have more eyes on us now than we ever have in real life, right? Like, since the advent of social media, we have more eyes on us, meaning more people have input, more people have say, more people have, opinions. And we are more aware of what people are seeing and saying about us than we ever have been in the past. And so we're very much attached to what people think. And I posted an Instagram on my story the other day that says, it says something. Let me just read it, because then I can get it right. Let me read it for you guys. Stop delaying your dreams because you are too worried about what your long lost cousin might think if you start to show up on Instagram. And so many of us are attached to what people think, what people might say, and not enough detached to recognize our own autonomous independence. And that's what it was for me with my job. That's what it was for me for a long time. Even in relationships, codependency is a lack of healthy detachment. That's what codependency is. So embracing detachment is something that I think we're going to have to really work hard in as a society, because we are so concerned now that there's so many eyes on us. We're so concerned about, like, what do people think about my family? What do people think about my spouse? What do people think about my job? What do people think about my performance? Instead of having a healthy detachment and saying, that is them, this is me. And of course, I have to caveat this by saying, I'm someone who likes to strive for excellence. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with striving for excellence in your work, in your personal life, in your relationships. That is not what I'm saying. But you have to have a healthy level of detachment in all things. Even to the point where I'm like, I have a healthy detachment of me as a Black woman versus me as a woman, right? Like, I have a healthy detachment, because otherwise I would be offended by every single little thing that people said or did to me. Okay? You have to have a healthy level of detachment, because if your entire identity is wrapped up in the way that you look, wrapped up in your job, wrapped up in your marriage, wrapped up in your friendships, wrapped up in whatever you produce, the minute that is attacked, then you're crushed as a human being. And that's not a healthy way to live. And the last thing I'll say about detachment from everything, having a healthy level of like emotional detachment and also physical detachment, allows you to have more clarity on everything. Healthy levels of detachment give you clarity. When you're physically removed from a situation, you can actually step back and go, okay, what are we doing here? Right? It's the metaphorical stepping back away from the whiteboard and going, okay, let me see this. Let's have a bird's eye view of this situation. Detachment allows you to do that. And with health and fitness, being able to have a bird's eye view is key. Because if you're looking at the day-to-day versus like a year-long span, a 6-month span, you're going to be mad every day. It's the same thing with stocks, right? When you look at your stocks, if you're stuck in the 3-month of your stocks, you're not going to see that 20 years from now it's grown. And you're going to say, I got to sell this stock, right? But because you don't have enough detachment from the situation to go step back and go, let me see this whole picture for what it is, right? So, month of February, we are working on being detached. Healthy levels of detachment. Detach yourself from your work so that you can put that energy into yourself, into your family, into your friends, into your relationships. Detach yourself from the identity of your job, okay? So you can relax, you can genuinely rest and see how much more clarity and how much more energy you have once you've detached. If you're working on a fitness goal, detach yourself from the outcome. Detach yourself from the outcome and just say, I'm doing this every single day for the next 6 months, regardless of what happens. Healthy detachment. All right, you guys, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you're looking for fitness coaching, I am taking on clients for the month of February. So you can visit my website, joannajoy.com. That's JOANNAJOI.com. And send me a message there and we'll get you started. All right, you guys, have a great day. I'm going to finish my almond mocha latte with